All right, my friends. Happy Sunday fun day to you. We got some beautiful daylight coming in behind me. Spring is here. We got the sun in Aries. We've got the moon in Pisces. Going to be connecting with Neptune later today, so it's in the middle degrees right now. We've got a lot of energy focused on the sun. It's exciting times, right? We've got the sun creating a sextile to Saturn. We've got the sun creating a quintile to Jupiter. All right. Well, let me go back for a second. Now, Saturn is in Aquarius, right? Saturn is his first full day in Aquarius in 30 years. All right. This is very, very, very exciting. 29 years. Either way, this is very, very exciting times. So we have moved, right? So they kind of transition together. From the last degrees of Capricorn and the last degrees of Pisces, from earth and water, okay, which is the creation station, this formula of life, of manifestation, right? Turning our dreams, turning our imaginations into reality, for better or worse, right? You know, like, think of like a hypochondriac. You know, it's like very easy for the hypochondriac to manifest something in the body. You know, it's just like when you're playing hooky and you're like, I want to stay home from school to play video games or whatever. It's a nice, beautiful, sunny day outside. I don't want to go to school, or I don't want to go to work, or I want to go skiing or whatever. Right, and then you got to do the voice, and I'm not feeling too good today, boss. You know, and then this mentality, you begin to actually not feel well, right? There's something about that. So that's like the for worse side, you know, and especially with the moon being in Pisces, you know, that energy getting lost. You know, a watched pot never boils. And how many of us right now are just tuned into the media, right? Neptune media, tuned into the media and just following along a story that is important in our times in our lives, yet at the same time, disconnecting from this is extremely valuable, as the show must go on. We must live our lives one way or another. We all can practice safety. We can all practice good health. We can all practice these things. But staying glued and, you know, watching this pot boil, you know, it's like you don't watch the stock market unless you're a day trader, you know, and how many of us are? Or the crypto market, you know. So anyway, now we have Saturn and the Sun move out of this creation station, this manifestation zone, from mental thought into physical reality, okay, to now shift. Saturn is at 0 degrees of Aquarius, all right, and the Sun is just at 2 degrees now of Aries. All right, so it's spring. We've got a lot of fire under us right now. Let me show you the chart as well. It's exciting energy because, again, Saturn is about creating and making things real. The Sun is us. It's the hero of a story. It's the spark. It's the joy that's within us. There's inertia behind this. There's an aggressive nature. Hopefully positive aggressive in nature, just meaning like active, you know, nature to us right now. That's like, I'm gonna stay busy. I'm gonna make things happen. I'm gonna keep things alive. I'm gonna keep things afloat. I'm gonna use this time wisely. You know, I'm gonna call the people in my life that I need to call, connect, FaceTime, Zoom meetings, whatever, from around the globe. You know, I just talked to my friend Alice in Australia the other day, and it was so lovely to connect and just ask how that side of the world is doing, you know, down under. And, you know, so we get to use this technology to, you know, Saturn and Aquarius technology, to allow ourselves to connect with one another, right? So here's a chart. There's a lot of energy at the Sun right now. As you see, the Sun is squaring the nodes, right? Again, staying in our comfort place, releasing, holding on to something that's emotional, okay, that letting go. We're going to be dealing with that for pretty much this next week, okay? Because the Sun only moves a degree a day, and here it's almost at, or actually this is by 11 p.m. because I'm showing you when the moon meets up with Neptune. I can rewind it here. So that's 11 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. You know, noon, it's still in the middle degrees, okay? And it won't really make these beautiful sextiles to all this Capricorn energy until the following day, right? And we'll get there on Monday. So we have for the next several days the moon conjunct Chiron, okay? Again, this is extremely important. This is extremely important. This is going to happen over the next couple of years, 5.5 years or so. The moon's going to connect with Chiron for, about a week each year, okay? And that's healing parts of ourselves, our instinctual nature. And I had this beautiful conversation with a friend yesterday. I'll share this with you. And he said, he said I was triggered by something. He was, not myself. He was triggered by something that someone had said. And he said it was so important to know that it was nothing that individual did, but it was the domino effect of they said this, and it immediately brought me to a place of my relationship with my dad and my relationship with my kids. And he said, and I was able to really meditate on that and just take time to go inward, right? Where the moon is right now, going inward within Pisces. And Mercury as well, our intellect, using our intuition, using our intellect to just go inward for a little while. And he said, I was able to use this. And he just says, I was very thankful for the person that said what they said, that brought me to that, because I realized it was me. It was 100% me, and it was my relationships from the past that had made this at that moment. He said he felt insulted, but he realized that was it, but that dissolved, right? That feeling of insulting or being insulted dissolved, because he realized why the button was pressed had nothing to do with the pure intention of the individual saying what they said, but because of other things from the past, right? So we have, this year is very, very special, because while Chiron and the sun are conjunct, we also have the sun squaring the nodes, okay? And be like this for you. Sun is over here in Aries, Capricorn right here. That's my duck. Anyway, so it's very magical this time of the year to have the sun conjunct Chiron, to have this reflection of seeing both angles, being empathetic and emotional on the positive side, staying in our safe space, not wanting to change, not wanting to come out from underneath our comfort zone. On the negative side of, the North Node in Cancer. On the positive side in Capricorn, we're releasing karmic baggage. We're releasing thoughts of authoritative figures like that, like a father figure. This was just yesterday, so this definitely applied within this. My buddy was talking about it. So it's like releasing something of a male, of a masculine figure, which is again extremely positive. Okay, so we're all dealing with this right now. We also have a quintile still to Jupiter. Okay, so we have this fire, inertia, energy, let's go, and we have this sense of self-expansion. And again, what are we doing with our time during potential downtimes? How are we trying to create money, okay, in these potential downtimes? We have Jupiter creating this trine over here for the next several days to Venus, okay? The sun square the nodes. We have the sun creating that quintile, okay, to Jupiter. It's very creative energy. There's a creative sense of expansion during this time. And we have Mars now, between today and tomorrow, to be exact, conjunct Pluto. I try to make these things short. I try to do like 7-8 minutes, and it doesn't work out because there's so much to talk about. There's so much to drink in that they end up being a little bit longer. All right. So this is extremely exciting, because not only is self taking the initiative, the assertive aspects to create our lives, to expand our lives, but we're also being motivated to allow this transformation to set in, to allow us to surrender, okay, to a greater authority. Right? We have to surrender to a greater authority right now. And I mean, in physical times, across the globe, but as well as to the discipline to ourselves, right? We have to be able to change. We have to allow this great change to come in. And Mars conjunct Pluto at the same time the Sun is conjunct Aries, squaring the nodes, and the Sun creating the sextile to Saturn. This is, make it real. See a future, change, allow yourself to dissolve the things of the past, allow yourselves to see a clear vision of the future, who you want to be, who you want to group up with. You know, Saturn's saying, let's find our community right now. Let's find our others. Let's find our soul tribe. Connect with them. Even if it's through technology right now. You know, change our lives for the better and allow this great expansion to kick in. Allow this surrendering to be, you know, it's just like, think of a flower. Okay, now think of the North Node in Cancer, of this flower staying closed, afraid to open up to the sun. You know, I'm afraid to open up. And it's just like, once this opens up and we release this fear of the past, okay, then that beauty really begins to shine. The beautiful aromas begin to emit, right? It's part of the metamorphosis. It's part of this transformational process that we're dealing with right now. So open up, beautiful flowers, right? We've got work to do. All right, my friends. Happy Sunday, fun day. Always appreciate you. I love you. I wish you enough. And we'll see you tomorrow.